I hope so. I'm dropping all the tools I've put in unsecured locations. Good afternoon and welcome back to another video with a guy and his projects. Also known now as New Road Auto. We have an LLC for servicing things that might start popping up. Either a guy and his projects or New Road Auto. Either way, it's still me doing the same thing, maybe a different name. Haven't decided if I want to keep it yet or not. Let me know if I should. What you think? New Road Auto, a guy and his projects. Anywho, we're going to get started. Today we are working on a 2004 Ford Super Duty. This is a 6.0 liter Powerstroke, and we have a leaking intercooler. The intercooler is built just like the radiators in all these cars, where it's an aluminum center with cores and fins, and then it's got plastic end tanks that crimp onto the aluminum, and it never fails, it seems. They like to leak at that crimp. So I bought a all aluminum welded one. I will link this in the video description down below if you guys want to purchase it on Amazon. I make a small commission when you guys buy things I link. But this gets rid of the whole plastic crimp right here leaking, like on so many things. I've put in a lot of all aluminum radiators. Yes, this is a intercooler, but same principle, only, you know, it's air, not fluid. And I've had very good luck with the all aluminum radiators, so that's what's going in on this beautiful truck. I'm going to show you how I put it in. Pretty easy it looks like. I've never done it before, but it doesn't look complicated, so I'm going to do it. First step, first thing, you don't need a lift or anything. I just have a lift in here and I can't get the lift out of here, so we're parked in between the lift. We are not lifting it. In fact, I wish it was lower because I'm gonna have to use a step stool to get this job done. I'm gonna go ahead and raise the hood, get a light under there, and we're gonna put it in. Alright, so on our 6.0, this is your radiator right here, your intercooler is gonna be right here, and then there's a myriad of other coolers right here. Particularly, I have a transmission cooler, an engine oil cooler, maybe even a power steering cooler, I don't remember, and then you have your condenser. But we're going for the guy that's right under this cross member, so we need to take kind of all this off. Your rubber, if you still have it, I just got to pop these rivets out. My rubber is barely here. It's quite ripped up, torn up. Once you get all the pop rivets off, you can go ahead and kind of manipulate this out of the way. You gotta get around the hood latch, kind of a pain in the butt. I think what I've done in the past is we push it back, peel it up. And mine is all just ripping. I need to buy a new one. Oy. There we go. Gently set that off to the side. Alright, so the next objective is to get this cross member out. We're going to pull 2, 4, 5, 6 support brackets out of the way, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 mounting brackets for the cross member itself. It appears these are 8 millimeters, so we're going to rip these all out. Put these all on the battery where they'll roll off and disappear forever. So once you get your screws out, these guys just pop right off like so. These brackets can just stay on the cooler pack that they're attached to. I didn't mention, but I have that aftermarket oil cooler, engine oil cooler. So I have the air to oil cooler. And that hose might be in the way of pulling the intercooler out, but we're going to find out. We're going to try and leave it if we can, because I don't feel like doing that. But anywho, now we got to take these brackets off for this mount itself. So the intercooler bracket here's got to begin unbolted. And then I have the coolant filter kit over here. That's also going to have to come off so that we can get the intercooler off. This one's going to be a wrench, 10 millimeter wrench. That one can be a ratchet, I think. Okay, it's been about 3 hours of trying to help various people and taking 1,000 phone calls about things, but we're back to it. So I think where we left off was the core support, or the intercooler support brackets, which is here. I'm going to use a 10 millimeter to pull this guy off here. And I'm even going to go the correct way, actually, believe it or not. And then I got to take this cooler off, coolant filter, and this support bracket as well. Okay, so I got that side off. I got this coolant filter relocated. Looks like the stud can kind of stay there. I'm sure it'll fall off in my way later, but whatever. Alright, now we can get the support bracket, which looks like some 12s, I'm guessing. Alright, so it looks like there's 4 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4 is what it looks like. And that might have to be more of a wrench than a ratchet, but we'll see. You never know. Don't go. Alright, so now we gotta take your battery cable clips off, if they're even on. Something like so, and then theoretically I'm hoping we can just pick this up. Oh. Uh-oh, it doesn't clear. Oh. Oh. There it goes. I don't know what's rattling in there, but let's see what comes out. All clip. Alright, we're just going to set that up there. Notice we did not take off the hood latch, because that's just a pain to reline up again later. So, alright, now we have our intercooler. Oh, this is the Ford intercooler, man. This is probably original for 291,000 miles. Or somebody spent a lot of money when it was due. So if we come down here, you have your, well, we got a lot of piping in the way. I don't know how this is going to come out, hopefully easily. But right down here on the passenger side by the battery, you got a boot down here. I don't know if you can see. We're just going to take this clamp off, the intercooler side clamp. And then on this side, that clamp is going to be right here under the intake. My intake's been modified by somebody. I don't know what yours looks like. Mine's very modified. We're going to take those 2 clamps off. Best practice would be to replace your boots. I'm not replacing my boots at this point, but let me go undo those clamps. Alright, let's see if you guys can see this. Going down here to this clamp right here. I gotta use a wrench. And it's not a 10 mil, apparently. Apparently that's an 11. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this down in here. Ugh. Oh, she's on tight, too. Okay, I have, I don't know, probably a foot-long extension here. An 11mm socket. And we're going to go down under this intake. I'm going to attempt to not take the intake off. I don't know if it's doable or not. I'm sure I can get them off without taking the intake off. We'll see about going back together. This side's a little easier to get to, at least perceivably. Still going to bang on a bunch of metal. Haha. There's not much room to get my fingers in there. There we go. Yep. Alright, we slid that one back. Okay, some things just ain't worth fighting, and this intake is in my way. So we're going to take the boot off here. And we're going to unplug our mass airflow sensor. And we're going to unplug our tattletale. And then we should be able to just pull this right up and out, theoretically. Wires permitting. Okay, maybe something like this then. There it goes. Okay. Okay, now that the intake's out, this boot is way easier to get a hold of. Now we just play the game of fish this out. Yours will probably be different. I have these oil cooler hoses here. I don't know if this is gonna work. Don't know if yours will work, but I'm gonna try and fish her out. I'm hoping it'll still come out just nice and good and easy. Oh. I get the feeling these oil coolers are going to not play nice. But what I was really hoping is I would just be able to twist this up and over. Oh, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to have to pull these oil cooler lines off. Most definitively not going to happen, I think. Well, actually, if we pull the battery out, we might have enough wiggle room because the AC lines move. I think if we pull this battery out, we might actually get lucky. I'm going to relocate all these bolts I said we'd lose. Now that's in the way. Everything's in the way. Now the true test. Did that give us the room we need? I hope so. I'm dropping all the tools I've put in unsecured locations. Oh, probably not. You sucker. I'm really trying to avoid taking these cooler lines off. Because I just don't want to. I think we're gonna have to take these cooler lines off. All my tools are going on the floor today. It's gonna make a small mess. I think we'll just go ahead and get rid of this line too, just to make life easier. Ooh, I'm scratchy. I really didn't want to move these lines, but sometimes you just gotta do what you don't want to do to make things happen, you know? There goes my oil. Yep, no way dripping. I'm dripping! Okay, you're gonna have to stop dripping here. It's not gonna stop dripping. Okay. Let's just make it faster so that we can not make a huge mess. Alright, see if we can just handle it up now. Oh yeah, if you don't have the oil cooler, that would have just slid right out just like that. Now's a good time to take a look at your radiator. If you want to clean that, now would be a great time for it. Or you can just put your intercooler in. This one is significantly heavier than the old one, for good reason. Being that it's all aluminum, there's no plastic on it, no crimps. Should be way better shape. And drop this down in here. Oh, way easier without the air cooler in the way. Where are we getting hung up at? Boink. Yeah, it would not appear that there's anything to set this into. I think it's all just secured from up top with this. So now that I got that in there, this oil is still dripping. So I'm going to put that hose back on, find a good position. Something like right there. Alright, that should be good and tight. Now the other side. Alright, same thing. I'm going to take the shower cap off of this guy. Ugh. Make sure you don't end up with any little pieces going inside of that guy. Get on our sketchy stool. I'm going to use the same hose picks that work pretty good. Remember, you do have some flex in these pipes, and you can take the coupling off up top here if you need to in order to move it around more. I like being difficult and just struggling, so that's what I'm doing. Just need it to sit all the way on. There we go. Same thing, going to use the speedinator here. Alright, I think that whole situation there is the hardest part of the whole thing, is getting these boots on. But that's done. So now we can start buttoning it back up. I'm going to put the crossbar in. That's probably step one. Let me get rid of my gloves here. Oh, so this, I'm assuming, will go in the same way it came out. One side at a time. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Make sure your brackets are all good. And we just bolt her in. So remember, we had 4 on this side, 4 on that side. Alright, this is all bolted down. Now we need to take our core supports here for our condenser, oil cooler, all that. Get those bolted in, or whichever ones those were. For me, I'm pretty sure these were the rustier 2 bolts. Oh gosh. Now that we shifted this all around too, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. So now we gotta make sure that this is all sitting where it wants to. We're gonna try and just get this bad boy in here. Alright, so now we got our coolant filter system. I welded a little nut on here because this metal's all busted out. And it's not like OEM, boys, but it's going to be good enough because it's got to be. So I'm going to stick our stud through, find the hole. I think the welded nut's going to work out just dandy. With any luck, it'll go in easier than it came out. Never. Alright, so we're just going to try and aim her in there. And shove her in the hole there. Shove her back over here. Not going to happen. There we go. Why does it never go in same way it came out? Or does it, and you just don't remember how it came out, so don't feel like it. There we go. I don't know how I got it out, but it's going in. Now we don't want to forget to plug in our mass airflow sensor and our tattletale down here. Beautiful. That's all in. We can lay our positive cable back down, and then we can put our radiator supports on here and here. Get those bolts for that. No, and this heavy beast comes back in. As far as this rubber thing goes, mine is so cracked and broken. I don't know that there's a point in putting it back, but I'm gonna put it back anyway. Okay. Ugh. Well, I wonder if anybody's got a source on these on like eBay or something, or knows of somebody that makes them aftermarket. Let me know, because this one is torn to bits. Wee-ah! I think we're done. Just got fired up and tester. So just for knowledge sake, the leak was coming from this crimp. Oh, the one that I was able to notice was on this side right here. Yeah, that's gross. I was able to spray some water on this seam right here while the truck was running, and it was just squirting away. So we definitely had a leak in the crimp here. All that's left to do on this is fire it up and check for leaks. It's going to be kind of hard to check for leaks everywhere unless you pressure test it. I'm not pressure testing the system. I'm having faith that it's not going to leak. You can kind of hear it anyway if it does, if you listen close over the sound of the turbo and all that. But anywho, that's how I just installed that. Easy peasy. You can do it. I can do it. Anybody can do it. If you don't have the oil to air cooler, it's probably even easier because you don't have to take that line off. Probably did not have to take the battery out if you don't have that cooler either. So your life is probably easier on replacement than mine. Guys, remember, YouTube channel is currently A Guy in His Projects. Might be changing to New Road Auto to match the LLC where I start working on other people's projects. Don't know as of yet. Click the links down below. I will link all this stuff in Amazon, and I'll make a small commission on it. You pay the same regardless, so it's just a matter of how much Amazon gets and how much I get. So go ahead and click the links, buy stuff. Even if you don't buy what I link, you click my link, you buy other stuff, I make a small commission, so that helps dramatically, keeps me in business, keeps me rolling, keeps me motivated to doing these projects. Guys, tons of videos on the channel and always more to come. Thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around. Leave a comment, tell me how you're doing, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.